Happy birthday, my dear Scorpions. Welcome to your November 2015 Runescope. With me, my name is Amanda. I just wanted to announce a couple of things really quickly. My final class, my online rune class, the final one for 2015, begins November 2nd and runs through December 7th. So if you're watching this at the end of October, you can still sign up until 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, October 29th. So if you want to do that, please do drop me a line at my email address. It's in the video and below the video in the details section if you want to sign up for that. Also, I just wanted to mention I will be appearing on an internet radio show. It's called Solar Temple Radio, and that is on Blog Talk. I'll be appearing on that show November 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, but it will be posted thereafter. If you want to listen to that, we'll just be talking about the runes in general. And so if you're interested in the runes, it definitely would be a way to get some more information about that. And I will post the link to that here in the video somewhere, probably as a little info. Just click the little info button, or it'll also be down below. But let's jump in and see what's in store for your birthday month, Scorpions. See what runes want to chat with you. You're being a little finicky. Okay. As always, I do recommend that you watch the video for your rising sign in addition to these readings, because these are very general sun sign readings. So not all messages will be for you, Scorpio. Some will be for other Scorpios watching this. To set up an appointment, I do my readings on Skype, and they're $65 for 30 minutes. Just drop me a line at runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U. You'll find my email address in the video or below the video if you want to set up an appointment. I am encouraging people to, as I normally book up in January for 2016 readings, for the New Year readings. I always get a lot of people at that point. If you want to beat the rush, get in touch with me now, because most of what we'll be looking at is next year anyway. So now's a great time to do that in November and December if you want to beat the rush and get a New Year's reading for yourself. See what 2016 is going to hold. But let's get a glimpse at November here, Scorpio, and see what they want to tell you. And I am using the Witch's Tarot this month by Ellen Cannon Reed and Martin Cannon. Just want to let everybody know that, since everybody always wants to know what deck I'm using. But there's something in November that you have been waiting on, Scorpio, that has finally come to pass. And it has to do, you've got the rune of karma and the rune of partnership with 10 of Cups in the reverse. There's something you've been waiting on that is finally happening for a lot of you. Maybe this is a new relationship. Maybe it started in October, or you met someone in October. And maybe you're kind of trying to figure out, now 10 of Cups even in the reverse is a good card, but it may just be that you're like, I don't want to celebrate too early. I don't want, is this the right person? I hope so, but I don't really know. And that's fine. You're kind of doing a wait and see kind of thing. You're letting things unfold. You may not be telling too many people about this yet. You're kind of, it felt good. It's like, well, we hit it off. And, but now I haven't heard from this person, or now I haven't, that sort of thing. So, yeah, you may be waiting to hear back from someone that you met recently, or you may be waiting to, you may be trying to decide if you got someone's number or their information. You may be kind of trying to decide, should I reach out to this person? That's okay, Scorpio. I feel like you'll know the right time. I feel like you will know the right time to do this if you are the one that is waiting. Now, some of you may be waiting on a settlement from a previous relationship. And I think for those of you who it's working out that way, you are, because this can also be the rune of legalities and justice, you are going to be happy with the result. It may not be everything you were wanting, but it is, cause to celebrate. Some of you may be finally ending a former marriage so that you can move on with this new person that you've met. Maybe there's been someone around, but you haven't been able to kind of move forward until this previous situation was taken care of. So I see good news on that front if that's the way this is working out for you, Scorpio. Now the Three of Pentacles is coming up in reverse. So you may be finding it difficult to focus on work or creative projects in November, Scorpio, maybe because you are so kind of in fantasy land with this relationship. But hey, that's a good place to be, right? That's a good place to be. Not really so much of a problem. You know, but you may find also though that maybe you are focusing on work, but other people aren't focusing on work so well. You may find it difficult to collaborate with others, work with others, or maybe kind of be there and accomplish the things you need to accomplish if you're working with others. So teamwork may be a little bit, or you may just be, finding it difficult to schedule or get as much done as you would like in November, but that's okay, Scorpio. I mean, even when you guys do things kind of halfway, like if you're not totally feeling it, you're just kind of there going through the motions, even when you guys do that, you tend to be better workers or turn out better product than others who would do that. So, when you feel like you so rarely like half-arse it, if I can use, the UK version of that, you so seldom do that, that when you do it, no one really, your halfway is still better than most people's best. So, but yeah, there may be a little bit of a lack of attention to detail. You may just not be wanting to do the grind. So some of you may be, if you can take some extra time off in November, maybe go ahead and do so. In the States, we do have Thanksgiving. So maybe you can take that whole week off or work it out so you can add on a couple extra days there. That would be great because I feel like you do need it. You do need a break and you need some time to kind of just chillax, hang out in fantasy land for a little while, maybe thinking about this person and kind of how's this gonna go? Where do I want this to go? Do I want this to go? That sort of thing. So now some of you, this could be a business partnership, but because I got so many cups on the table, I got another cup card over here. I'm feeling like for most of you, this is an emotional partnership. Does not have to be romantic. This can be a friendship or any kind of relationship where you are, maybe you've met a new friend. Maybe you've met somebody that's really just, gets you. Or maybe you are collaborating, working with someone who just gets you. But maybe there's someone else on the team that's just not. And, but the two of you together are going to be able to overcome that. So I wouldn't worry too much about it if that's how this is playing out. Now, the help that's going to be available to you is that there is going to be some kind of huge kind of shift or change, which may be a bit disruptive, but I don't know that this is disruptive to you, Scorpio. I kind of feel like this is going on for someone else around you. And it's kind of like something that you were expecting to happen. If this is a disruption in your life, I feel like, again, it is something that you've been waiting on it, and you kind of knew it was coming. But so you've kind of probably prepared for it anyway. You kind of had a plan B, but I really feel like this is somebody else. The Seven of Rods, is the card that comes up here in the help position. So, you may defend, an action that you've taken. And, if you have a chance to speak, defend yourself or someone you care about, you should do so because you're in the right here. You're the one on higher ground. And I mean, it may be you that communicates something that is just the right thing that needs to be said. Now, it may cause some ripples. It may cause some disruption. So this could be, anywhere really. Family, because we had some work coming up. Maybe it's like you tell this person who's not pulling their weight, you know what? You need to do your part. Or maybe, this was coming up in reverse because you've been doing your work and other people's. And now you're like, hey, look, this is not my job. This is your responsibility. So, you need, normally I would do it, but this month I got other things going on. I got other places I want to be. So you need to pick up the slack and really, you know. And if you do call them out or call someone out in November, Scorpio, you expect them to get defensive. But, you know, when someone gets overly defensive, normally that means you've hit a nerve. You've hit on some truth, right? I do feel like, though, that for most of you, this is something that you may hear about going on with someone else. Because, again, this is coming up in the help position. But it may be, again, it's something you were expecting. And for some of you, it may have something to do with the Two of Cups in reverse. This may have something to do with someone else getting a divorce or going through relationship troubles. Someone who was very kind of ego-driven, or who has been defensive, overly defensive about a relationship or about choices that he has made. Doesn't have to be a he, but this is coming up as urus, which is normally masculine energy. This is somebody who rushed into something. You know, somebody who's in a relationship with someone that they feel is more powerful. So they may be in a relationship with someone who's significantly older, or someone who's significantly controlling, or someone that they feel just, maybe someone more successful or who makes more money. And this person just felt that this was the right person for them and that they should take the lead, that they know more. It's almost like this person has just been maybe jumping through hoops, doing what someone told them to do. Now, Scorpio, that's why I feel this is someone else, because that's just not you. I really don't see very many of you, you know, being in a relationship like that. Some of you may be seeing this behavior in this new person that you met, and that may be giving you pause. Maybe that's why you are kind of like, oh, I don't know. And good for you. Pay attention to those sorts of things. You don't want to get too attached to someone who is going to be, because you won't stick around for that. You know yourself well enough to know that you are not going to stick around for that. But for a lot of you, I do feel like this is communication coming to you from other family members about a friend or another family member who is going through a difficult time in a relationship, maybe even a divorce or a separation or a breakup. And it is something that you kind of saw coming. But for whatever reason, this seems to be disruptive, or it has been a disruptive situation, and you're kind of glad to see it go. Not that you're happy that someone's going through pain or hurt, but that they're going to be better off, and that, or it's going to be better for the family, particularly mother or mother's side of the family. Many of you will be traveling and seeing mom or grandmom or, you know, older sister. Female members of the family are coming up. So, you know, in the States, we do have Thanksgiving. Those of you who are not, maybe you're just going to be visiting with your mom, maybe taking her somewhere, traveling, going on a vacation, because Rido is the rune of travel and vacation. Some of you, your mom may be moving in with you, or you may be talking about that. You may be moving it back in with your mom. But for some of you, it may be just because, I feel like it's a good thing though for most of you. So, I mean, maybe you're just going to help each other out. You got to do what you got to do, but maybe she needs somebody to look after her, take care of her. This is actually going to go well. Those of you who have met someone and are moving into a new relationship, I feel like this is going to happen quickly. Like if it's not, you know, if you don't weed this person out, some of you will. Some of you will find that, you know, this person's too controlling, or this person is not putting a lot of effort into this, so I'm going to back off. And good for you. Wise decision. But others of you, there's a new beginning here. Again, and it's something that you've been waiting on for quite some time. So, and it will move together rather quickly. So I see a lot of communication in November between you and this person, and just feeling like, you know, you're getting close very quickly through this communication. So good for you. You may be invited out. You know, I see a lot of you kind of like, yeah, let's go out, and you're meeting for coffee and you're going on dates and talking about family, talking about, some of you may be invited to this person's family, like Thanksgiving. And you may be nervous about that, but don't be. I see for most of you, it's going to go very well. And actually with, you know, this person's mother, you will get along very well. So don't be intimidated about that. Now, for some of you, maybe this is going to be the conversation around the Thanksgiving table. Like if you're going to your new beau or your new belle's house, and for Thanksgiving or the holidays, or maybe just for a family dinner if you are elsewhere and you don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And this other person in the family is just going to be a topic of conversation about how they're going through a difficult time. You know, or maybe somebody's going through a breakup. Now, for the end of the month, you have the Magician card, which is fantastic because you're on a new journey, Scorpio. And this makes sense having, you know, finally having Saturn move on to Sagittarius. You have been through it for sure. And now this is you have a completely new perspective. Your skills have been developed to their utmost, and you are ready to move forward into a new phase. You know, all of that focus and all of that building that Saturn does has been worth it. And, you know, you will start to see that as we move through the rest of this year and into 2016. And you have everything that you need to move forward, whether it's in a new relationship, whether it's in, you know, partnership on the job sphere, or, you know, creative projects or creative things that you want to forge. But I feel like for a lot of you, November is a month about communication and feelings and trust, building that, developing that, and not being afraid to be you, even if you are meeting new people. Or even if you are meeting someone's family for the first time. I mean, just be yourself. You have everything you need. You're not lacking anything, and people are going to see that. They're going to see you as somebody who has your stuff together. You know, you've got direction, you've got goals, and you're a good person. You know, most of you. I always feel like those of you, you know, those Scorpios that are more on the, what do they call it, the gray lizard side, they probably are not coming here to watch these videos anyway. So, no, for most of you, you know, you've really gotten past a lot of hurdles in the last few years, and you are moving forward on a new journey that is going to be a lot more positive. And I think you're starting to see signs of that in October, but in November as well. So, good luck with that, Scorpio. Happy birthday once again, and I'll see you back here in December.